Ladies and gentlemen, I waited a couple of days to get my thoughts together because I knew that this was going to be an important video for me because this is, if you watch me and you know who I am, this is something that I speak on all the time, right? And it's sometimes I feel like people don't listen to what rappers are actually saying. They listen to the brand first, right? So I remember what I used to always say about Designer and Panda. I always said anybody who tells you Designer isn't rapping on Panda doesn't really listen to rappers. And then now that Designer's rapping slow and doing this stuff, now people can catch it, but I caught it before. So Larussell, shout out to Larussell. He just did a distribution deal with Rock Nation, but he was like the super independent dude pushing the stuff. Shout out for his movement and the way he does that stuff. I really respect how he does his stuff. But he went on a podcast and basically talked about Lil Wayne not having any substance. So we're going to watch this clip first. And then this video is probably going to end up turning into a little rant. But this, to me, was the perfect chance for me to say what I've said. I've watched a lot of people's videos about this topic. Shout out, and I think the people who covered it the best, the single person who covered it the best, is King Green from the Rap Latte podcast, and Torre also. But King Green was going for 30 with that. So if you haven't watched that, after this, go watch his, and we're going to talk about it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm glad we're like positively talking about Lil Wayne because our last guest shat on Lil Wayne so hard.
Man,
I take Wayne slander personal. Like
I love Wayne so much, but I understand how someone could be like, man, this isn't the Wayne that like I remember. You
right?
know?
No, but he was saying, let me tell you what happened.
And that's important too, because Larussell's saying that this isn't the Wayne I remember. It's not actually saying Wayne didn't have content. In fact, it's saying the opposite. It's saying the Wayne that is now is no longer as good as the Wayne that was before, or is not putting out music in the same, that is as prolific as the Wayne before. And in that, I could agree with. All right, I concede to that point. Let's keep going.
He was saying that he hated him whole career. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
you know
what?
I
I
had
was
to
so
ask
confused.
him.
But
I said, was it old Wayne or new Wayne? He like all of Wayne.
Hilarious.
Who said that?
Fuck Wayne.
yeah,
There's a lot of things he said.
he said a lot. We won't.
He
repeat
said a
them
lot.
all.
We won't
Yeah,
repeat
Who
it.
was it?
RX
RX nephew.
I don't even
He
know.
has his own truth.
Yeah,
I gotta respect it.
He had a
He's-
conviction.
yeah,
He had a
You know,
conviction, so I was
respect
like,
it.
you know, I had a moment in my journey where I had grew a disdain for Wayne just because I started listening to everything. Like I started maturing as a human, and I'm like, damn, this nigga wasn't talking about nothing for a long time. And
I
like,
think that's
you.
why.
Okay, so that's the point that I want to talk about the most. Now, this isn't me trying to dunk on Larussell. This isn't a dunk on Larussell video. That's Larussell's experience. I can't even speak to Larussell's experience. I do get annoyed sometimes when people try to argue your experience. Now, I could argue your point, right, with like facts and stuff. Your experience, I cannot. So if you had a period where you felt that about Lil Wayne and you had you're saying why, cool. Let me just show you what I feel. That's all. That's all I'm gonna show you here. And to anybody who's saying that,
His argument was-
you know, like as someone who like grew up in these communities,
Right.
and grew up with homies who I seen want to be bloods because they following Wayne and want to be gangster and want to shoot all the gun bar and shit.
Right.
Like I've seen the negative that he contributed to the community.
now that's another point where, bro, I grew up during the Wayne era. Anybody tell you niggas didn't want to be bloods after Wayne is lying. It's a goddamn liar. Yes, Wayne, and was that a net negative? Absolutely. But the game also, a lot of people wanted to be bloods after the game. I think the game was the first person to make it. Yes, that was a net negative. And when you think about it, I do think it's a little unfair to have that be a critique of why you have an issue with Wayne, because I then want to know, and I don't like the whataboutism, because what about this guy? I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to see where your litmus of that is, because I need to know some of the rappers that you didn't have an issue with, right? Because you're from Cali, right? He from the Bay. So I'm pretty sure there was some deep gang banging, way harder than Wayne, deep gangster rappers that you probably didn't have that same disdain for. And I get it. We could have different reasons. But he is correct. Wayne did make a lot of people want to be Bloods. I agree with that. The gun bar stuff, I go, all right, now we're starting to eat our tail a little bit, like because he rapped gun bars and okay, well then all the hip hop, like you know what I mean. I hate that thing where it's like rappers rap about guns, so it's their fault that niggas have guns. So then why don't we blame the movie like The Matrix? Why don't we blame Quentin Tarantino? Why don't we blame? I don't understand why we do this. And to me, a visual of somebody shooting somebody is going to land way more than audio of somebody telling you a story of somebody shooting somebody or spitting a random gun bar. I've never understood that. But oh well.
And I had to look like, man, what
Like, why didn't Die Hard get blamed for making niggas shoot? Like, what we
are
doing?
the songs where he really talked about something and gave? And I had to look like, man, what are the songs where he really talked about something and gave? And out of 1,000-song catalog, you know, it's minute on this end.
It's like Georgia Bush.
And
Right.
that do bother me. Man, Tie My Hands.
That's
One
what
of
I
the
was
greatest
gonna say.
records
Tie My Hands
right?
is the only one I
and
could
that,
think
and,
of.
and that's the thing. It's
I also do think that maybe I'm a deeper Lil Wayne fan than a lot of people because that to me is the casual Lil Wayne got content lyrics, and this is where I have the issue, is where he's saying what they're doing is boiling down substance to political speech. That's what they are, and I'm telling you right now that does more to handicap hip hop than what they think they're doing. This is that like hip hop bourgeoisie, that hip hop snobism. I was like this too at a point in my life too, but it's like, no, you just recognize content or substance in one way, right? I'll put it like this. Lil Wayne isn't telling Larussell what to rap about, how to rap about, or what is substance, right? So Lil Wayne can accept all of that as hip hop. If you're telling me that you basically have to make a Tie My Hands for you to hear substance, then you're the one who's removing dimensions and getting us closer to being one dimensional. Okay, but like it's like MMA, UFC. Some people don't love the sport. They love one person. I'm like, when it comes to hip hop, I'm like an MMA fight fan. I love all the styles, right? I'm not just a John Jones fan. I love the sport. I love coming and watching people nobody know fight. I love the sweet science. I love watching a Muay Thai go against a BJJ. I like seeing a striker go against a wrestler. I like that. If the only way that we counted punches was by hooks and uppercuts or was just by uppercuts, then that shit, we're handicapping MMA, right?
like if I
But I get what he's saying though.
once, but I slapped the shit out you 1,000 times. You know, your affinity for me is you're probably gonna remember me for this. And a lot of people don't, you know, as I mature, a lot of my old favorite artists, I'm now like, damn. Yeah. Like, I love you because I learned how to rap to you, but when you look at the contribution, it's like, man.
And like I said with Larussell, he's basically valid with everything he's saying for his own experience. And he's valid by saying, as I grew up, I looked more. I'm not even speaking about that. I'm not speaking to the conversation I'm speaking to is the substance conversation and how it's getting a little dangerous. And I'm using Wayne as a litmus because basically everything he said here is valid there's a way to look at it to make it valid. But this is what I want to speak to. What is substance? This conversation is way more nuanced than we give, right? Now, a lot of people say Wayne just rapping bars and punchlines and stuff isn't substance. That's what I'm here to push back against. It's just that, to me, it's like you claim to be an art consumer, but you only like portraits. No. Wayne is like a Jackson Pollock. Wayne is like, they said that on the Rap Latte podcast and it was perfect. He's like a splatter painter. He's like Dadaism, Cubism. You don't get the same thing the same way, right? A lot of the time you do not get the substance from something because you do not understand the context to give it substance, right? So, and they say this on the Rap Latte podcast too. if you found an artifact from ancient Greece, right? And you opened it and it's a mask, right? You don't know what context this could be the most political statement you've ever seen. This could be about science, math, this could be about politics, you don't know. Does that make that piece of art unsubstantive? I think it is. I think it becomes problematic. And I think maybe substance isn't the word you're using. All art has substance. It's about whether you like what the substance is or isn't. That's all it is. He just doesn't like the subject matter, which he's valid to say. So I went to this, right? Because I've seen, hold on, I got a lot of stuff pulled up. So shout out to the homie Big Zoe. He clipped a Lil Wayne interview to try to show and prove that he doesn't have a substance. But here's the clip.
Hinting at the fact that he has no substance. What more do you need?
What the fuck else are y'all talking about? What you want me to talk about? The world?
Talk about. You want me to talk about?
So Lil Wayne right here, the way that this is clipped is making it look like Lil Wayne is saying, I don't have any substance. What do you want me to talk about the world? It's not what he's saying, bro. This is what he was actually saying, right?
That's why I talk about that's
This
what
is the rest of that interview.
it's my motherfucking music. You put it's my microphone. I can talk about whatever the hell. Am I supposed to talk about something you want to hear or something you like? If you want to hear something about what you want to hear, then you better go find somebody talking about what the fuck you want to hear.
So that is what he's saying. He's not saying I don't have substance. He's not saying what do you want me to rap about the world as in he doesn't have substance. He's saying that I rap about the substance I want to rap about. Yes, my celebration of I could rap 100 songs about pussy. I could have a whole mixtape talking about pussy because I love it. And since Wayne has a nigga talking about what he loves not been substance, it's weird too because it's like Wayne has some of the most, it's not like when he raps about, he has some of the most creative, what the hell is the problem of somebody that being their substance? You can say, I don't like the substance of that. But it's like, oh, that's fine. But to claim he doesn't have substance because the substance is what you don't want to hear is weird to me. And he's saying, then go listen to the niggas that are saying the substance you want to hear. And another thing with Wayne's interviews, when you put a camera in front of Wayne, Wayne don't say anything, basically. Wayne is the same person who said, I don't think racism exists, but then got Georgia Bush and America. Like, he just says whatever. But that's what I'm saying. If you're a real Lil Wayne fan, it's like, and even here, the premise of this interview is he's joking. He's joking about them talking about how much he talks about Kuntnum. And he even said, if y'all let me do a Kuntnum album, I'll come back and do Kuntnum part 1, 2, 3. So it's like, he's clearly being kind of funny, but then also, Wayne has the right to rap about whatever he raps about. Saying he doesn't have substance would mean that he doesn't have music that is substantive. So it's not about where I disagree with Larussell, it's not about the rate. It's not about how much songs about the substance that you like compared to the substance you don't like. Him talking about New Orleans, how dangerous it is substance. Him talking about, but anyway, let's get to this. So I'm not even going to do Tie My Hands, right? Because the argument is this man has no substance. I'm going to do something else. So I pulled up Gossip, right? Now, this goes back to my ancient Greece thing, where if you weren't around when Gossip dropped and you listen to Gossip now, you might think it's just him rapping about being dope. It's not. It's not. The point of Gossip is one, Wayne is rapping, that was the I Am hip hop era. He was embodying and anthropomorphizing hip hop. That's why at the end of it, it's a flat line. I mean, there's a heartbeat throughout the whole song, and it flatlines, and at the end he says, hip hop isn't dead. I mean, I am hip hop, and I'm not dead, I'm alive. He stood on the BET stage in front of all the rappers who were saying hip hop is dead, who were beating over the new generation of rappers, stood there with that silver puffer coat, fire spitting out, and the first thing he said was what? Stop hating on it. nigga. That is the weak emotion, the lady of a nigga. And you could get tipped like you're waiting on a nigga. Put a body bag and an apron on a nigga. First of all, so what the substance here is, stop hating on it. Stop hating on hip hop. Stop. Remember, he's body anthropomorphizing hip hop throughout this song, right? Now listen to this. I give my all behind the mic. Now he's talking about himself as Wayne and what he gives to hip hop. But you can never see if you sit behind the light. And you don't have to pick me to win the title fight, but I'm gonna wear that championship belt so tight. And if I'm wrong, there is no right. And if I'm wrong, there is Snow White. And everybody keeps trying to act like Wayne just raps in a bunch of non sequiturs. No, this all ties together. I'm trying to be polite, but you bitches in my hair like the fucking police. While he's telling the story of people hating on hip hop, saying hip hop is dead, he's still doing the craziest wordplay. Still spitting in my hair like the police. Get tipped like you waiting on it. This is immaculate writing, and if somebody can hear this and say this doesn't have substance, and here's another Lil Wayne song, La La La, right? I'll pick the mixtape cuts. I'm picking mixtape cuts, bro. I'm not picking singles. Listen. Born in New Orleans, raised in New Orleans. I will forever remain faithful, New Orleans. I thank you, New Orleans. I thank you, Holly Grove. Has been my hood since a snotty nose. I come through the hood, suicidal doors. I used to come through the hood on the handlebars. Gat in my drawers, money in my pocket, crack in my jaws. I hope it don't dissolve. Are you kidding me? So you're telling me you didn't just ride through New Orleans as a kid with him? He said, crack in my jaws. I hope it don't dissolve. Jaws to dissolve? No substance, though. This is what y'all always do. If Wayne rapped on more soul sample beats, then niggas would hear what he's saying, right? And here's my other thing. He's so shallow. He don't have no real, he just talks about Kuntnu. Really? I could tell you never heard something I forgot. I could tell you never heard Wayne in real pain, nigga. Pain. Since I lost you, I'm lost too. Nigga feeling like he at the bottom like a horseshoe. Sorry for the trouble that I put you and your heart through. God knows that I'd do anything for a part two or two. Be praying for the day that you come back to me, saying that you forgive me. Give me another chance. I'm needing it like a kidney. I don't want an advance. You cannot tell me a rapper can rap like this and he doesn't have substance. And one song, hold on. One song that I found super ironic, because Wayne has already addressed this, is Shooter. A lot of y'all have heard Robin Thicke and Wayne Shooter and just maybe think he's rapping he's just rapping a rap. No, listen to what he said. So many doubt, because I could do this without even reading it, but I'm just doing it for the people. So many doubt because I come from the South, but when I open up my mouth, all bullets come out. Listen, he's literally right there saying, y'all niggas just think I'm not rap about nothing. Y'all don't think I have substance. Y'all always trying to hate because I'm from the South. You think I'm a bumpkin. It's because I'm not rapping on soul sample beats. It's because I rap about Kuntnu. It's because I come from the Uncle Luke, from the South, from the 3-6 Mafias. Yeah, y'all probably think 3-6 don't got content either. Substance either. Keep reading. I hope you bleed a lake. I'ma play X-ray, helping y'all see the fake. I'm just trying to be the great, trying to get a piece of cake, take it off of your plate, eat it right in your face, and they got a whole lot to say, but I don't listen. Call me automatic Wheezy, bitch. I keep spitting. So that whole verse is about niggas doubting his pen, niggas doubting his ability as a rapper, niggas are doubting him periodly, right? And it's because he's from the South. Substance, brother. Listen. And then here's the part that really kills me. Because Wayne addressed all you niggas. And to the radio stations, I'm tired of being patient. Stop being rapper racist, region haters, spectators, dictators, behind the door takers. It's outrageous. He's literally, you can switch radio stations with that's what he's speaking about right there. Stop being a rapper racist. That's what it feels like. It feels like when a rapper has a Southern type sound to him or from the South, all of a sudden niggas can't hear what he's saying. I've never understood that. And I could do this with Wayne song on Wayne song on Wayne song. The word is not substance. All art has some sort of substance. Just because you don't recognize it doesn't mean it doesn't. If you're saying that you don't like the subject matter Wayne covers, that's fine, which is crazy because he has a whole career and you could find I could find mixtape worth of stuff like this from Wayne. Mixtapes. If you ask me a lot, and here's my last argument. If you ask me, a lot of Wayne stuff has content. This is the substance. If you ask me, this is my last point. A lot of people think that it's not substance because he's showing his lyrical ability. He's a punchline rapper. So though he's saying some of the craziest punchlines you've ever heard, he's saying world-stopping punchlines. He's saying things, you don't recognize it because he's not talking about the subjects you want. Even though throughout them stuffs he is. Lil Wayne is not the type of painter who paints linear and sequentially. Lil Wayne is more like Quentin Tarantino than he is pick any standard director here where Quentin Tarantino, sometimes the end of the movie is in the beginning of the movie, and then there's like a bunch of non sequiturs in the movie, but they all tied up. What is the Crown Royale? Goddamn, Samuel L. Jackson and Pulp Fiction. The Crown Royale scene. That's Wayne. You have to be a fan of hip hop to really catch the substance. Am I telling you have to love Wayne? No. Am I telling you Wayne's music is as good as it used to be? No. But to say that this man doesn't have substance is crazy. Because what he does every day when he gets on that mic, whether it's the worst beat you ever heard with, is he showcases the greatest, he showcases his best ability as a rapper. And that's substantive to me, period. If Wayne's punchlines were nothing and he was just vibey music, maybe. But I can make the argument that every artist, every rapper has substance. And to claim that some have substance and some don't is crazy. Now, Larussell actually apologized about this too. Before we get out of here, it's a long apology, but I'm just going to get this section out. And it makes sense that he apologizes because the conversation, like I still don't fully blame him for what he said. I just think that the way it was clipped and put out was, to me, it handicaps. Y'all know I love showing y'all rappers who rap, but y'all think they're not rapping. So I love to show you the subject matter when you think there's not subject matter. So
I meant no malice. Like, nigga, I love Lil Wayne. I would never diss that nigga legacy. Like, that nigga mean too much to me, right? But that's me living in me. Like, I know when I said it, I meant that. But perspective is key because how it's received don't always be how you sent it. I meant.
Yeah, so he's basically saying,
and for y'all niggas who was saying that old sick ass hating shit too, nigga, if I'm unqualified to critique Wayne, you are definitely unqualified to critique me. You niggas have not done nothing close to what I've done in my career in life. And for y'all.
Okay, so that's basically him saying the message got construed weird. That's not what it really meant. I don't even really fully. I don't look at Larussell any different from saying this. Like I said, he had a point. I think the word he used was bad. And I think the conversation that's been having, I'm not really speaking to Larussell, I'm speaking to the conversation that's been had. So, shout out to everybody who watched this video all the way to the end. Love y'all, but this was an important one to me, had to cover. Shout out.